Welcome folks to Christian's Corner. This last week in gaming we got a couple big announcements that I wanted to go over. First being that one of my most anticipated games of the year has been delayed. That's right, I'm talking Deathloop. For those of you unaware of the game, Deathloop is a first-person action-adventure game where you play as this super assassin cult attempting to break free of a time loop that has the mysterious Black Reef Island trapped in an endless cycle. On this island are 8 key targets and a rival assassin bent on keeping the loop intact. It's a super stylized game that looks like James Bond and Groundhog Day had a killer assassin movie baby, and honestly hit all the right buttons to get me amped. Arcane Studios, the development team behind Deathloop, and most notably remembered for the Dishonored franchise and Prey, announced that it would not be making its May 21st release date. The team has stated that they decided, to delay the launch of Deathloop to September 14th, 2021. They went on to state, we're committed to quality and preserving our team's ambitions for Deathloop while ensuring the health and safety of everyone at Arcane. We'll be using this extra time to accomplish our goal, create a fun, stylish, and mind-bending player experience. Of course, that sense of PTSD and panic in general sets in after seeing many games over the last few years kind of have a shit launch, just come out in poor states. Most notably, the launch of Cyberpunk comes to mind. But with that said, and like I say every time, especially even with Cyberpunk's release, it is never, and I mean never, a bad thing for a game to come out later. More time for the developers to actually work on the game can never be a bad thing. And honestly, at this point, in my opinion, I'd rather see a game I'm interested in get pushed back if it's not ready enough for consumers. And also so that developers during these times can get in as much polish without having to risk their own health for our enjoyment. I still have faith that, an ultra cool experience is on its way from Bethesda and Arcane Studios. Though this info is most likely a blow for PS5's, early adopters, as this was originally supposed to come out near launch of the console. I have been seeing quite a few people posting conspiracy theories that the now Microsoft owns Bethesda is, just trying to screw over PS5 players, and I honestly highly doubt that. Speaking of games coming soon, it was also announced this week that we are getting another Resident Evil showcase from Capcom. It'll be coming next Thursday, April 15th at 5 p.m. Central Time, ahead of its May 7th release date. A new trailer plus some other surprises were announced for the show. My speculation is that we will get, word on an expanded or updated beta for all available systems. Speaking of betas, currently the multiplayer mode, reverse beta, was live. However, problems with matchmaking led to the beta being suspended early. Capcom is currently working on it, but I imagine they will wait to relaunch the beta at another weekend, probably closer to launch, or, maybe coinciding with this event. And during the next Resident Evil event, we will be live, with coverage and live reactions on our Twitch. So come join us next week as we do a double stream that day. Last but not least, Sony Studios are reportedly working on a remake of The Last of Us. In a recent Bloomberg report, it was stated that Sony had offered Michael Mumbauer, the founder of Visual Arts Service Group, an opportunity to remake the first Uncharted game. But Mumbauer declined and ultimately settled to remake a different game, that being The Last of Us. But it looked like there was, some turmoil between Mumbauer and Sony over, kind of the budget for the game, which led the team leaving the project. Shortly after the release of The Last of Us Part 2, however, it seems Sony has got developers from Naughty Dog, the creators of the actual franchise, working on the remake of The Last of Us for next gen. I'm also going to speculate here that since they originally offered to have Uncharted remade, that most likely they're also working on a Uncharted remake for PS5. This all seems like a no-brainer that they want to make remakes of their biggest IP's first titles. I also wouldn't be surprised if we saw a from-scratch remake of God of War. And, I look at successes like Final Fantasy VII for why they would even, consider going down this route. It's the same reason that we keep seeing, the remakes and the soft boots of sequels of our favorite films. People will keep buying what they already love. It's a simple and safe bet. but we will continue to follow this story if more comes of it. If you, of course, enjoy me talking about gaming, you will absolutely love being a part of our live stream community, where I actually play games with all of you. You can catch the Amazing Nerd Show live on Twitch Thursday through Sunday at 12 noon Central Time. This weekend was all about WrestleMania, so I booted up one of my favorite SmackDown vs. Raws and played the Road to WrestleMania mode. You can catch it live Saturday and Sunday, otherwise the replays will be available on our Twitch channel while I'm offline. Next weekend, like I said earlier, I'm going to be doing pretty much an all-day stream, I'm thinking, for Thursday, featuring, the Resident Evil Showcase. I'm also nearing the actual ending for The Witcher 3, before I actually get into any of the expansion pack missions and stuff like that. So join us live for that and many more games in the future. Now, on to wrestling.
Hey, this is Christian.
Hey, this is Damon.
And this is the Amazing Nerd Show.
Catch new podcast episodes every Friday and live streams every weekend.